everyone, and welcome to the Kick Pass Punch Show. I'm Malcolm,
And I'm Brian, his dad.
and we are going to be doing daily, maybe every 2-3 days, episodes about wrestling, football, and soccer. Okay.
What we're going to learn as we go through this with each other, we're going to learn how much Malcolm knows about everything and how little I know about anything, but I have opinions.
Very big opinions. Okay, so right away, we're going to start with a big opinion of yours. What are your thoughts on Aaron Rodgers?
Oh boy. Aaron Rodgers. I hope he comes back and plays again somewhere next year so that I can watch it be a debacle once again. Because there are few things that give me more joy than watching Aaron Rodgers fail.
So where do you think he'll end up when he inevitably does not retire?
I do think he'll retire. I mean, the hot rumor today was he'll be with the New York Giants, that he's interested and wants to stay. I just, after the past 2 years, I can't see a team actually paying him. He's not going to play for a normal amount of money. He's going to ask to be paid like Aaron Rodgers. And there's just not a world in which that player is worth the money it would take to sign him.
Well, the Giants have the number 2 or 3 pick, I think. I know the Patriots have 4 and the Titans have 1.
So I guess, you can make the argument, right? Like, sign Aaron Rodgers, use the number 2 pick, either trade back and get more capital, or use it on a position of need, knowing that with Aaron Rodgers as quarterback, you're still going to be terrible, and get a high draft pick again next year.
Yeah, but there's not many super good quarterbacks in the class for next year. I mean, there's Cam Ward. There's not a super stacked quarterback class this year. There's Cam Ward and Shadur. I feel like I'm missing somebody out. Carson Beck, I guess. I'm not sure if he declared or not.
Yeah. Next year, you go get Manning. You go get Cooper.
He's Arch, but...
Sorry.
But he's still technically a redshirt freshman. He has not played enough games for next year to count as his even sophomore year.
Doesn't matter. He's still eligible for the draft.
Right, I know he's eligible, but I'm not sure he'll go.
If someone tells him he's going to be a first-round pick, he will.
Yeah.
Why risk playing in college for free when you can go to the pros and get paid?
I guess. Well, no, he's not playing in the college for free. NIL.
Well, I guess in this day and age.
NIL, especially with Texas, he's gonna, with the Manning name on his back, he's gonna get paid. But I mean, if they don't go a quarterback, they've got to either trade back and get like a receiver, or somewhere on the defense.
I guess it depends on what happens at 1. Who's got the first pick?
I believe the Titans.
Yeah. So they take Cam Ward. Then you take, who's the offensive tackle? Who's the big offensive tackle?
What team? I don't really pay that much attention on offensive line, to be honest. I have no idea.
I'm blanking on his name right now.
Yeah.
But I think
there's one. There's definitely that. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know his name. But
yeah.
The big offensive tackle.
You take that guy.
Or and then because who's got 3? Patriots.
I don't know.
Okay, somebody.
I know who has 10. That's the Bears.
Okay.
That's all I
The
really
Bears.
know. I know. Actually,
The Bears have 10. The Cowboys have 11. I know that.
I know the Raiders have 6, and I know they're going to take Sanders, despite the fact he is not remotely good enough to take.
He's not. He's not falling to 6.
Oh, he's going to fall to 6.
He's gonna fall
There's
to
nothing.
3. I think he falls. I think the farthest he. I don't think he falls out of the top 5.
There is nothing I have been more certain of in an NFL draft than the fact that Sanders is going to be on the Raiders. that
Oh, I was pretty sure Zach Wilson was gonna. Zach Wilson
That's-
was gonna fail.
going to be what's going to happen. Like, I believe the league wants him on the Raiders. It just makes sense for him to be on the Raiders, and Coach Prime is going to be coaching the Raiders in 2 years.
God. Oh my god. He's just gonna follow his son around. But then somehow the Raiders are gonna end up with Travis then too.
No, I think Travis could go number 1 overall.
I don't think the Titans will take him one. The Titans need a quarterback. Will Levis did not do very well.
I think he is.
Will Levis had the most turnovers in the league this year, didn't he?
Yeah, no, but I think Hunter is the best athlete in the draft.
But he can't start on offense and defense. He
No.
can start on one, but he can't play 72 plays on offense and then go out and play 72 plays on defense.
Right, but you can play him on defense and then you put him in on offense, and then they have to account for him.
Right.
And even if he's
But,
just
like,
out there as a decoy.
Against, say, the Dolphins, you can't have... He's going to be the Patriots' number 1 guy. So he'll be guarding Tyreek and being guarded by Jalen Ramsey. Like, he'll have to be guarded by one of the best cornerbacks in the league and be attacked by one of the best wide receivers. Or maybe not. I feel like Tyreek did say he was in a press conference that he was out, didn't he? In Miami? He was
Yes,
like...
yes.
He's
out of Miami.
He's not saying... Okay, so
Correct.
Jalen Waddle, then. He'll have to face up against Jalen Waddle, who's good.
I have seen scouting reports on Hunter that say the caliber of his play this past year is all pro level. That he could be an all pro player in his rookie year.
He could also have been second in the Heisman to Ashton Genty.
Who will not go first overall, who may not go in the top 10.
I think he goes to the Bears or Cowboys.
He's not going to
Either
the Bears.
10 or
The
11.
Bears are not going to draft anything except a lineman.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I mean, maybe. I don't know. The Cowboys might go Jalen Milroe
I don't know who that is.
if it comes to Alabama.
Okay,
Alabama's quarterback.
got it.
But he went from a really good look for a pick to not that good of a look for a pick recently after like the playoffs and the bowl games.
All right. So instead of talking about who might be playing where from college, let's talk about where Myles Garrett is going to play football
Myles
next
Garrett.
year. Will he stay in Cleveland?
No, he'll go to Dallas. I think he goes to Dallas. I think he'll go to Dallas and will
What?
be paired up with whatever his name is. Why am I blanking on his name?
What?
Michael Parsons.
What does Dallas have to give up to get Myles Garrett? Remembering that Cleveland has said they're not trading him, which
Oh, I think it's incredibly dumb of Cleveland to take this trade, but I think it'll be Dak and a few picks.
you think
I think they'll trade Dak, and then the Cowboys will take Jalen Milroe at 11. That is my new opinion.
All right.
And it would be incredibly stupid of Cleveland to take that trade because Dak proved this year that he is not great.
Because I only care about one thing.
And that is
The Bears.
yes. How scared is not gonna end up on the Bears?
Would Cleveland take the Bears number 1, pick 10,
Big Ten.
and both second round picks, which I think are 37 and 41? So 3 picks in the top 41 in this draft for Myles Garrett.
I think that's too much.
You think that's overpaying?
I think we could get him for both seconds and a fourth.
Oh, I would do that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I know, but Cleveland is not the wisest with their trades. I mean, that Deshaun trade was.
The Deshaun trade is going to hamper them for years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they have to get a quarterback now. He's out. He's not playing next year.
What pick do the Browns have?
I don't know, but it's got to be pretty high. They were pretty bad.
Yeah. Oh, here I have an answer. We've got the NFL draft order. So Tennessee as oh wait. Tennessee at number 1. Cleveland is at number 2.
Oh.
Then New York at 3. New England at 4. Jacksonville at 5. The Jets at 6. Vegas at 7.
Oh, Vegas at 7.
Carolina at 8. New Orleans at 9. Chicago at 10. San Francisco at 11. Dallas at 12. Arizona at 13. Indianapolis at 14. Atlanta at 15. Miami at 16. Cincinnati at 17. And Seattle at 18. That's all I can see right now.
If I was the Bears, I'd give up our first and a second for Myles Garrett.
Our first and a second?
Yep.
Okay.
Put him and Sweat both out there.
Wait, what team is missing their pick? Oh, no, that's the 2023. What am I doing? Why can't I find it? I'm finding every other draft order except this one. Okay, so I can only find till 18. But then, obviously, the Eagles have the last pick in the.
That was
in the
probably
first round.
before the playoffs. That's why. 'Cause they didn't know the order. Because you gotta wait to see how the playoffs shake out to see how the last 12 teams go.
Yeah, that's probably true. But that doesn't change those 18.
So, moving into segment 2.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts on opening day of MLS?
San Diego came out very strong.
Unbelievable.
Did you Did you watch that whole game?
I did not. I watched highlights, but I did not watch.
I watched the second half of it down here. I think I watched the first half as well. The second goal was. I mean, it wasn't like amazing, but it was a very nicely played through ball to a chip to a nice finish. I don't know his first name, but the kid that scored both goals, Dreyer, came from Belgium, I believe. In either the winter or the summer, I don't know which. And San Diego has put together a very decent roster.
Okay.
They've got
so in a league that has a history of strong expansion team finishes. I mean, and I'm not just talking about the Fire, obviously.
A little biased towards the Fire.
The best expansion team in history. any sport winning.
My God.
They won the league and the U.S. Open Cup in their first year.
I guess, yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
No one has ever done that before.
Yeah.
But it's not just that. St. Louis came in, was a playoff team their first year. And I think won their first round and went to the second round of the playoffs.
St. Louis was really good in their debut season.
But yeah, I mean, obviously LAFC was really good their first season. And there's a myriad of factors for that. But MLS, for whatever reason, has a strong history of expansion teams doing really well. Does San Diego follow in that mold, or was this just the energy of the first game and maybe a bit of a trap game for LA?
I don't know. I mean, San Diego's the first team to beat LA since 2023.
Yeah.
At home. So, well, obviously San Diego is in California, so there was a decent amount of San Diego fans there. I mean, that's still, it's LA's home, and LA has a very big fan base they have a very strong stadium and hard to play in stadium. Even if they're obviously not calling plays.
So kind of mixing up our soccer and football coverage a little bit. Did you see this story? And as a goalkeeper, your thoughts. Burnley, playing in the championship in England, currently
Their goalkeeper
has 12 games without giving up a goal in a row. 12 straight games. Hold on. Their goalkeeper tweeted at part owner
JJ Watt
of Burnley, TJ Watt,
Yeah.
saying JJ Watt, because her keeper is a fan of the Bengals. And he said, all you have to do to get me out of retirement and playing for the Bengals is not give up another goal this year.
And he hasn't given up a goal since.
Yes, that's true. That statement was made before Christmas.
Yeah.
And they have now. I think it was after 2 games that without giving up a goal, and they have gone 10 more since.
Yeah, I mean
the record for straight games with clean sheets is 14. Manchester United, I want to say 97. I could be wrong about the year, but it's definitely Manchester United. Went 14 straight games without giving up a goal. First, let's just agree. Burnley's not going to not give up any goals for the remainder of the year. They still have, I think, 12 more games. They're not going to go.
I mean, it's not impossible,
straight.
but they could.
But do they pass
24, but yeah.
14?
Yes. Their goalkeeper is playing very, very well. He saved multiple penalties in that time, hasn't he? He saved multiple in-game penalties.
Yeah. So you think they set the record?
I think they set the record. I think they conceded a goal at 17.
17.
17 games.
So they don't just break the record; they blow past it.
Yeah.
I say they don't.
You say they don't beat it?
I say they don't beat it.
You think they get the 13th, and then in the 14th the pressure gets to them and they drop? Or you think they don't? You think they concede in their next game?
I think they concede in either of the next 2 games. They concede, and they do it within the first 5 minutes of the game.
Are they still in the FA Cup?
I don't know if they're still in the
FA
FA
Cup?
Cup, so I don't know if they're playing this weekend or not.
Okay.
The FA Cup is definitely up. I think United has Tottenham, maybe. I can't remember. I just saw it.
I do believe it is Tottenham. I believe it's United Tottenham. I know the Fire has DC at home in the home opener
tomorrow night.
tomorrow night.
Yeah. What's going to happen in that game?
2-1 Fire.
2-1
I think.
Fire.
I think
Was
on.
it- Was it you that predicted 3-3 or like 6 goals?
No,
for
it was
the-
it was an announcer on TV.
Oh right, it was Dax.
Yeah, it was Dex.
Dax.
Dex? Where's Dex? Dex. Love Dex.
By the way, Dax was amazing on the in the studio show. He was amazing. I loved him. He was hilarious. Just a great addition to the team. I love me some Dax McCarty, and he has made every team he's gone to better, including that studio team.
John Duran, we have here, just in the summer left the Fire for Villa, and now has left for Saudi Arabia
Yeah,
on 77 million transfer fee. That's
that
all
bag.
they got for him.
get that bag.
Yeah, I think they could have gotten more for him. I think if they had negotiated, they could have gotten at least 120, 125 mil for him.
I don't care what Villa gets. My boy John Duran's getting paid. That's all I care about.
He's getting paid well too.
Yeah, he's getting paid well.
Pretty
What team is he on?
Al Nasser.
He's
with
on the
Ronaldo.
side with Ronaldo.
Cristiano.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, I
You don't get to score anymore.
Oh my god. That's. I mean, he's backing up Ronaldo right now, isn't he? Or are they going to a 4-4-2?
I have no idea. I don't watch Saudi football.
Here, I'm gonna look up his contract real quick.
All right, we'll circle back to it.
5.5 year contract, which runs until 2030. Al Nasser have a verbal agreement in place for what? This is weird. Al Nasser has had a verbal agreement in place for the signing of Victor Boniface from Bayer Leverkusen earlier in the window, but the club opted to bring Duran instead.
Huh.
I did not know that.
I did not know that either.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
All right, who is first? Early after week 1?
Who's winning the league?
No,
Oh, okay.
kind of.
Kind of.
The last 3 years, the MLS Cup has been won by a team that did not make the playoffs the previous year. What team that did not make the playoffs last year in MLS has the best chance of winning the cup this year? I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna give you my answer first. Let you think about it for a second, because I don't want you to take my answer.
Okay.
It's the Philadelphia Union. I thought they were gonna be good last year. I actually bet money on them being good last year. It did not work out well for me. They did not make the playoffs. I think they returned to form this year. I think Jim Curtin's a good coach. I think they have a good squad. Of all the teams that did not make the playoffs last year, I think they have the best chance of winning.
I'm not sure. I didn't watch a whole lot of playoff soccer last year. Did Portland make the playoffs last year?
No.
I don't know why it is, but it's always Portland and Seattle. I always like Portland and Seattle.
It's a fun rivalry up there.
Yeah,
They're fun games to watch. They're
the
good
two of
crowds.
The two of them, I always, for some reason, think they're going to be good. Both teams. Either Seattle or Portland, if not both. Circling back to the John Duran thing, he is earning $16.7 million a year. 16.7 million pounds per year, $21 million per year, American.
$21 million a year. Unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
He was making
He earns
$300,000 playing for the Fire 2 years ago.
what?
He was making $300,000 playing for the Fire 2 years ago.
Yeah. He's now making $325,000 a week at Al Nasser, which is a incredible increase over 4 times
From his Villa
from
salary?
his $75,000 a week Villa salary.
He's making in Saudi per week what he made playing for the Fire per season.
He's making more than Mbappe,
All right.
and he's only 21.
All right, so let's round this out with some punches before we get out of here. Elimination Chamber.
Elimination Chamber tomorrow
Tomorrow night.
night.
Who's going to win? Men's match. Rank your top 3.
So, I'm kind of going to go into a whole storytelling thing here because it kind of, Logan Paul gets eliminated when 5th. He's
So he's
the
last.
second. No, he's the second person out.
Second person out.
My bad.
Okay.
That was.
He comes in. He comes in 5th.
He leaves.
Right. I mean,
second.
he comes in 5th place of the match.
Yeah. He comes in 5th place of the match. But as he's leaving, in comes to the cage Roman Reigns and spears both Seth and Punk. And then, in comes Drew and just pins them both. Doesn't even do a move to either of them. Just pins them both to a resounding boo from the entire Montreal crowd. Or not Montreal. Wait, is it Montreal?
Toronto.
Toronto. I don't know my Canadian cities. And then, that leaves John Cena and Drew. The only 2 left in the chamber. And John Cena, pulls it out against him. I don't know how he does it, but somehow he pulls it out against him. Because Drew has to go to Mania to face Priest. And then that sets off a whole Roman Punk Seth thing. And now they're all arguing. And then Roman and Seth want the match between just them 2 at WrestleMania. Finally, just resolve everything. Resolve all of it. And then they're both asking for it. They're fighting for it. And then Nick Aldis and Pierce come out eventually on 2 weeks before Mania. And the Raw or SmackDown 2 weeks before Mania. And announce that they're gonna do it. And they come out for the contract signing. Roman signs, Seth signs the contract. Roman looks at it, and then realizes that there's 3 pages. He looks at both of them, and starts to say, "Why is there 3 pages?" But before he can say why, before he can get off 3 pages, Punk's music hits. And Punk comes down and signs the 3rd page. Now it's a triple threat at WrestleMania.
I'll go you one above that. I endorse this idea. I don't know if we get there the same way, but we end up with that triple threat match. But really what they're fighting about is they want to be champion. So in that scenario, Cena wins the chamber. Cody and Cena and the triple threat match both happen on night 1. And Cody versus the winner of the triple threat match headlines night 2.
So you think Jay and Gunther kick off night 2?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're saying Cena loses?
I'm just saying under that scenario. I'm saying
Cena
Cena
loses.
Cena loses night 1.
I think Cena loses as well. I think Cena wins and then loses at Mania. Jay wins. And then Jay starts spiraling into a heel turn.
So here's my actual prediction though for what happens with the men's. Is that Punk wins.
Mm-hmm.
And whether it's tomorrow night or in the next couple of weeks, Cody's going to take Rock's offer. And we're going to walk into WrestleMania with Cody as the heel
Cody's the heel, Punk is the
and
face.
Punk is the face. That's what I think is going to happen.
I think tomorrow night when that happens, either Jay, Sammy, or Seth is gonna come out and this is before the chamber. I think this is before the men's chamber. And Seth comes out and tells him that he doesn't want to face a version of The Rock that is being, or a version of Cody that is being controlled by The Rock, and he wants to face the Cody that came out and beat him at WrestleMania 38 in his return, and then beat him in Hell in a Cell with one arm. Seth obviously saying in it, like, thinking that he's gonna win the chamber.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because, like, the wrestlers don't talk like they're gonna lose the match.
Of course.
Because then that makes everybody think that, oh, they're obviously losing.
Okay. The women's.
I'll be honest, I'm not sure who's in the women's.
Bianca, Naomi, Roxanne.
Oh, Io's in it, right?
Io.
But Io and Rhea are having a match on Raw, aren't they?
No, are they having it tomorrow?
No, because Io's in the chamber, isn't he? Hold on. Elimination Chamber.
So while you look that up, I will tell you what my prediction is.
Mm-hmm.
Naomi's music hits. We see Naomi smashed through a car window with Jade standing there.
Jade standing, like, on the truck that basically, like, the same truck that...
And now we have an empty pod.
Mm-hmm.
Who takes that empty pod? Becky Lynch. And she wins the whole thing.
Oh, I'm actually mad that she didn't come out at the Rumble when we were there. I mean, obviously it's amazing to have seen Alexa Bliss's return.
Yep.
That was super cool. And obviously Charlotte returned. So we've got the women's elimination chamber. Kevin and Sami in an unsanctioned. Trish Stratus to make her.
Trish Stratus and Tiffy against Nia and Dakota.
Nia and Dakota.
Not Dakota. Candice.
Okay.
Love that. I love that match. Love everything about it.
Additionally, WWE Champion Cody Rhodes will give his answer to The Rock regarding whether or not he agrees to be the champion and the face of the company in The Rock's vision. So, okay. So we've got a Women's Elimination Chamber. Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Bayley, Roxanne Perez. Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus versus Nia Jackson, Candice LeRae. Unsanctioned match, Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. And then Men's Elimination Chamber, John Cena, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, Logan Paul, Damian Priest.
Alright.
Oh, Damian Priest is in the chamber. I forgot about him.
Damian Priest would be, if I was ranking, he is 6.
Yeah,
on my list.
He's gonna be eliminated first. He's got 6.
I don't think so. I think he eliminates Drew. That's in my opinion, because I do think they end up fighting at WrestleMania. So I think he has to eliminate Drew.
Yeah, I feel like they have to somehow get there.
So Sami and Kevin.
So
which is
Io's not in the chamber, and I think they're fighting on Raw.
By the way, if Roxanne somehow manages to win the chamber, Io's gonna beat
Rhea.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Sami Kevin. Let's finish it up.
Sami Kevin.
By far the match I'm most looking forward to.
Yes, that's gonna be
They're gonna kill
wild.
each other.
That's gonna be a wild match.
They're gonna kill each other.
Yeah. Neither of them is gonna be on TV for 3 weeks. Minimum. Actually, no. Sami will be on TV somehow on Monday. Sammy will be on TV on Monday, all banged up and bruised, and like super, like just dead.
But who wins?
He's completely dead. Kevin. I think Kevin wins after a package pile driver through the announce table.
So I think, by the way, I think the unannounced stipulation for this match is loser doesn't make WrestleMania. I think whoever loses this match is written off through WrestleMania.
I'm not sure if this is set in stone, but is AJ facing Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship at Mania?
It is not set in stone, and I think it's going to be a multi-man match.
Who else do you think is going to be in that match?
Shane will probably be in there. Kaiser will probably be in there. Penta will be in there.
Think 5-man?
I think it might be. I think it might be essentially a Money in the Bank match, like 6.
6.
Yeah. So I can see Kevin and Sammy going down one of 2 ways.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin wins. Well, this is just my fantasy, and you know this. We've talked about this numerous times.
Oh my God! Don't do it.
Kevin wins and destroys Sammy so badly. At the end of the match, even after it's over, he continues the beating. Randy Orton makes his return, and then we set up Kevin Owens and Randy Orton for WrestleMania. Shortly after WrestleMania,
Raw after Mania,
a certain mass superstar gives up on those kids at the orphanage, and comes back to avenge his friend Sami Zayn. But
does he go by the name of?
I think he just goes. I think they're not going to go with El Generico. I don't think it works. I think it's a little, maybe not politically correct.
El Ordinario.
El Ordinario, or just El Luchador, something like that.
With the gray and red.
But I think probably actually a more realistic way to go, especially considering what I just said is what I actually think is going to happen in the men's chamber, which is going to be that we have corporate Cody by the time we're all said and done.
I think somehow we end up with like a second authority.
I think Sammy manages to beat Kevin. In a brutal match. Kevin disappears, is out of WrestleMania. The night after WrestleMania, Cody has beaten Punk. He is standing in the ring.
Oh no.
With The Rock. And with Hunter. And with Ari. And all the people from TKO. Ari Gold.
Oh. And and Ava.
The confetti is his wife. The confetti is father. Remember, because last year it was all the boys, right? The locker room was with Cody.
The locker room was
this
Cody.
Year, it's all the suits with Cody. And as the confetti's falling and they're celebrating, Kevin Owens' music hits. And the whole screen lights up. Kevin was right.
And then Kevin comes out and joins him.
And then Kevin comes out and just starts stunning everybody in the ring.
Oh, boo. Kevin needs to just join him.
No way.
Kevin and Cody in the same faction.
Kevin wearing a tie with his t-shirt would be hilarious.
Oh my God. I think that's happened before.
Yeah.
And we get the return of Chris Jericho.
No. All right.
Is that it for today?
That's it for today.
That is it for today.
Like and subscribe. That's what I'm supposed to say, right?
Like and subscribe so that we make some money. And don't forget, Kevin was right.